Hello YouTube, this is George from the G&M Home Movies channel. Today's video is about vintage home automation equipment or components using the Insteon protocol, and also I'm going to talk a little bit about the predecessor, which was X10. So I've been dabbling in home automation since the late 80s, maybe mid 80s, 1980s. And originally, I had a device that was called HomeMinder, and actually I found a picture of it on the internet. And HomeMinder was sold by Radio Shack, and it hooked up to the TV and had a graphical depiction of a house, and then you can assign X10 based switches for different rooms and control it through the HomeMinder. And it worked well. It worked well. We had it in our previous house, and it worked until the power transformer out in the alley blew up and took out the HomeMinder box and several other electronics. So that was the end of that. But then when we moved out here to the country, and the distances were too long for the X10 protocol, because I have some devices down about 500 feet from the house, and X10 did not work reliably at that distance. So I gradually upgraded to a newer protocol called Insteon, which is now also a vintage protocol. But both X10 and Insteon use something called PLC, which is Power Line Communications, or Power Line Command, or Power Line Communications. Anyway, so they work by transmitting the signal over the power line. So it superimposes a control signal onto the 60 hertz cycle, and that's how it communicates between the controller and the switches. Newer devices, newer Insteon devices, also included wireless, so they're called dual band. So they transmit it over the power lines and also wirelessly. And also the Insteon protocol, each device acted like a relay. So that guaranteed the signal will be constantly repeated and go longer distances. So I sold my X10 collection. I got a picture of it. I sold my collection of X10 components in 2021. And now I'm getting ready to sell my collection of Insteon components. But first I wanted to do this video. So this device right here, this is a controller that I was originally using, and it hooked up to the internet and can be controlled with a web browser. And it worked well, but as my notes stated here, I removed it from service in 2014. It works okay, except loses time and occasionally forgets to turn lights on or off. So I replaced that with this device here, which is Universal Devices ISY994i. And it's much more capable than the original device. And I just barely scratched the surface of using it. It now also is obsolete. The manufacturer no longer provides software updates, but the firmware that's in here works just fine. So I have a collection of outlets. These are Insteon outlets, and I have 4 of those. And they were originally down by the creek, and I used them to control the post lamps along the driveway. I have since replaced all my outdoor lighting with dusk to dawn, and thanks to my son-in-law who brought this to my attention. So the automation's built in, so they're light bulbs, and they automatically come on when it gets dark and go off when it's bright. So no extra stuff required. So this here is what's called a PLM. So it's a power line modem. And it connects to this thing. The ISI transmits serial signals, and this modem converts the serial signals to both wireless and power line signals. And then I had this device here, which is an access point, and I use this to couple the signals to both legs of the split leg electrical wiring, right? So we got split phase, leg 1, leg 2. The modem transmitted on the leg 1, and then the access point repeated that and transmitted on leg 2. These are Insteon relay switches, and I probably had one of these on the front porch light and one for the back porch light. Then I had these plug-in switches, which are great for like Christmas lights and fans, and I have something like that downstairs for a ventilation system. And then late in the run of Insteon, they came out with the Insteon LED bulb, which has a controller and light bulb all built in one, which was pretty nifty for its day. So I plan to sell all this on the internet. I got to figure out, well, on eBay, I got to figure out how much it's worth. Prices vary widely. Currently, I have a Raspberry Pi right here in my data center cabinet, and I use an application called Home Assistant, which again is very capable. I'm just using a few things, but I can use Home Assistant to control Zigbee. Zigbee is the protocol, so like smart bulbs, and I have a couple of switches throughout the house controlling various things. And just recently, I got a temperature probe on the wood stove. It's actually meant for cooking. It's a food probe. And through Home Assistant, I can create automation to turn fans on or whatever, depending on the temperature of the wood stove. So that's pretty nifty. So that's about it. Oh, I also tried out Yolink. That's but I got the hub, but for the life of me, I can't find the switch. I put it somewhere safe and probably never see it again. But this is long range. It's forget the name of the protocol. It's like LORA or something like that. But it's long range wireless, and it goes pretty good if I could ever find the switch. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you found it informative. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.